We're talking about human rights. We're talking about human rights.
Beetje woordmellen, nooit weer, yoga babbing, beetje man-uit warren. I want to stand in a minute's silence before I give the welcome. Minute silence for the soul. Silence! Silence for the rest of this dear girl. Kan Europe en Europe, hoort nella. Where the jonge mannen nooit weer vooraan jullie. Met de man uit, flight farming. Jan, woord in je, hebben elkaar farming. Pretty Allen, let by walking. Vooraan uit walking, in je durable jurgen. Walk out near gentlemen, vooraan. And you're wearing enemy. The spirits are all around us at this day from the double urine. As we call in the spirit for the smoking ceremony. And the voice, the clapsticks, and the didgeridoo. Today as we stand here for this dear girl, we stand here in solidarity. We must fight for justice. She died in custody. She was in care by the police and the doctors and the hospital. She got no justice. She got no treatment. So what does that tell you? I think we need answers from the Premier now. Thank you.
Today I'm Mark from the Death and Custody Watch Committee. Today we stand alongside Delarose and her family, and her strength and determination to fight for justice for their daughter, granny, niece, cousin and auntie is an example to us all. As you are probably all aware, her beloved 22-year-old daughter died in police custody on the 4th of August, 3 days after the police took her to the watch house for a $1,000 unpaid fine. She was taken to the Headland Health Campus twice after complaining of pain, fever, paralysis and she was in severe agony. Each time she was declared medically fit to be in custody. Today, here, right now, and across this country, including Geraldton, Headland, Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, Brisbane and Canberra, we stand together to demand answers and immediate action by the WA and Australian government. We're not going to go away, and we're not going to leave any stone unturned. This will be these deaths stop.
What about the death?
Okay? And this morning, we were told that another death in custody, this time in Casuarina prison, of a 32-year-old Aboriginal man who allegedly, 35, who allegedly hung himself, this man's cousin. Now, this is 2 decades after the Royal Commission, and one of those recommendations was the elimination of all hanging points. So what the hell went on? We want to know. This has got to stop. This state has to address the disgusting and terrible rate that it locks Aboriginal people up in this country. Our first speaker today is Uncle Jim Morrison, who you all know. He's been a great advocate for his people and advancement for a long, long time. Please welcome Uncle Jim Morrison, please.
Thank you very much for coming out and supporting your family. As Mark says, I've been an advocate for stolen generation peoples now for some 10 years. Instrumental in advising Rudd on the words that he used for the apology. I think the question needs to be asked, is what is going to happen now as a result of this dreadful crime. Last night, 1 in 14 Aboriginal men in this state was in prison. If you put the foot on the other foot, that would mean 70,000 white men would be locked up in West Australian prisons. That would calculate to 140 prisons if white men were locked up the same rate as Aboriginal men were. 70,000 men, 70,000 families without a father, 70,000 families without a grandfather. Let's put the boot on the other foot and equate what it means to white men. 70,000 men, 140 prisons. That would mean having more migrants come over and taking over the jobs, running the economy. Let's wake up and consider what that means to the white population. Why is 1 in 14 Aboriginal men being locked up every night? Now, doesn't that make you really wonder why? When we have so many people in prison through lack of paying fines. When the Royal Commission was conducted, how many years ago? 2 decades ago, there were 100 deaths in custody. 50% of those people were stolen generation peoples. That's not the only reason why I'm here, but I do advocate for stolen generation peoples. Stolen generation peoples are 50% more likely to be arrested by police. 15% more likely to drink alcohol to a dreadful state. 10% more likely to be without a job.
That's right.
These are the circumstances our community have to deal with. I like the sign out there, build communities, not prisons. That's what it's all about. We need to consider the investment for our people and not investing in prisons, Mr. Barnett. Our Premier dares to down a great leader we just had pass away. Colin Barnett, this is your state. Colin Barnett, you need to take some lead. You need to consider why so many Aboriginal people are being locked up. And if you can compare it against white men, 70,000 men would be locked up last night, Mr. Barnett. Please consider and take the boot on the other foot and consider what is happening to 1 in 14 men, families who don't have fathers, who don't have grandfathers, and don't have role models. So where is our community going? Mr. Barnett, you have some questions to answer.
And sorrow and suffering what no mother and parents should have to. Despite that, the mother Della Rose is here today to demand answers and to have her voice heard loud and clear. Diane Gregory will address us on behalf of the family. Please welcome her.
I'd like to ask Mr. Barnett, on behalf of my sister Della, we have questions that need answers. We are tired of our children dying in custody. Something's got to be done. It's got to stop. We can't be locking up Aboriginal people for fines, just for fines. There should be another solution. They can't keep taking our children and our husbands and our fathers and our grandfathers. They can't do that. There's something's got to stop. Mr. Barnett, when are you going to make it stop?
Well,
got a lot of questions to be answered. I need questions. I need answers for my questions. And for one thing, I know my daughter's not a magician. She's got no diploma, no whatever for a magician. Well, how come she disappeared? Who made her disappear? Why did she go to a lockup and never came out, walked out? I definitely know she hasn't got no diploma to become a magician. All I know is that I lost a beautiful, loving young lady. Someone's just taken her away from me, and I need the answers for all this. So who's going to answer all my questions?
She's going to meet with the